Should you not fear me, declares the Lord. You should fear me, says the Lord. You should tremble in awe before me. Jeremiah 5:22. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beateth him with the rod, he shall not die. Proverbs 23:13. Fracture for fracture, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. The one who has inflicted the injury must suffer the same. Leviticus 24:20. Johnny, if I have to tell you again about cleaning your room, I promise you I'm going to spank you. Stephanie, I've told you a million times about talking to your mom like that. If it happens again, I'm going to put you on punishment. You can count on it. Charles, I want you to go outside in that backyard, cut me off a switch. Bring it to me. I'm going to tear your bottom up. You got that, young man? My name is Robert Lacy. This is an audition for Mike Miller. Corporate punishment in this country. Definition: the word corporal is an adjective modified by a noun. Let me clarify. It is of the physical body. C-O-R-P-S. It is unwanted retaliation inflicted upon the physical body in response to an act undesirable to the person inflicting the retaliation. Here's some facts for you. More than 100 nations ban corporal punishment in schools. Fact. In the United States, we have no laws banning corporal punishment in the home. Fact. Some states have school bans. Fact. Sweden in 1979 was the first to make it illegal to strike a child as a form of discipline. In the year 2007, in Elyria, Ohio, a woman by the name of Patty Ewald, she wrote about an 8-year-old boy who she saw red marks across his back made by a belt. She took photos of it and submitted it to the police. The teacher also submitted it to the authorities. The father, a 28-year-old Lorraine man, was charged for abuse. Lorain County Common Pleas Court Judge James Berg clears the man of wrongdoing. The prosecution, Berg told the reporter, failed to prove the necessary element of a crime. That the 8-year-old boy had suffered serious harm and that the punishment, again, was excessive. I guess the key word here is excessive. Cosmetically, he claimed, they were bad, but I didn't see any deep tissue problems. I didn't see bruises. I saw red marks. I saw no welts where the skin was raised. Berg also said he probably would not have done what the father did, but he also said he was in favor of corporal punishment. He stated that he thought that the punishment was fair and that their parents and teachers should have the right to correct the children. Comments of the story was posted on the website the following morning. Here they are. Viewers posted, if parents didn't have to worry about going to jail for whooping their kids' butt, then I believe many more would. And there will be a little bit more respect from these kids. And also, please, let's get that respect back in the schools, writes Steve D. Also, Becky writes, we all want our children to be respectful children. No one wants to spank their children. But if the need presents itself, what are we to do? Call the police because they aren't controllable, or beat that ass? She said, I'll take the latter and beat that ass. An atheist wrote, the English translation and interpretation of that is not the same as the Hebrew. The Hebrew word was shaded, which is used as either a guiding staff or a scepter associated with authority. Here's a reply about what the atheist felt. I quote, atheists don't realize that a hard parent also breeds a successful child. Parents who pander to the every need of the child will find him or her doing drugs, getting involved in gangs, and disrespecting the spineless parent. That is why you have kids with nose rings, tattoos, and 13-year-olds getting abortion pills. That's a little sarcasm on the indictment of the United States government. I came up in the 70s. But before that, the middle to late 50s, all through the 60s and 70s, and maybe the early 80s, teachers and children both knew that paddling or spanking would be okay. Parents would spank when they deemed it to be the right thing to do. Maybe, just maybe, these kinds of actions may not be so bad. When you compare those times with these times today, spankings don't sound too bad. A person is what he thinks. Attitudes are more important than facts. Attitudes determine the nature and quality of life which a person lives. What could be more important than the way we live our lives? Attitudes are more important than either skills or intelligence. They often make the difference between success and failure. Attitudes affect the way a person looks, how he feels, what he says and does, and how he perceives the world around him. Centuries ago, Jesus started an empire that was built on love. And even to this day, millions will die for him. Who can doubt the veracity of these words? Who? The great military leaders of the past have gone, and their empires have crumbled and burned to ashes. But the empire of Jesus, built solidly on the majesticality, on the foundation of love, is still growing. Still growing. By the way, I got paddlings. A lot of them. I think I turned out okay. My name is Robert Lacy. This is an audition for Mike Miller. Corporal punishment in this country.